Now we will study the subject design and analysis of algorithms. So in this subject we will do the designing of new algorithms and will analyze their complexity. So to understand this subject we must understand first of all what is algorithm. We know that to complete any task we use some procedure or method. So algorithm is nothing but stepwise representation of that procedure. So algorithm is stepwise representation of procedure to complete a task, or we can also say that it is well defined set of steps to solve a particular problem. Here we have used the term well defined. So first let us understand what is the meaning of well defined set of steps. So now we will understand this with the help of an example. Suppose we want to calculate average of three numbers. So for that we can write an step of algorithm like this: average equal to a plus b plus c. Now we have to see whether this step is well defined or not. So different users or programmers can understand this step in two ways. Some may add first a plus b, then add c by 3. Others may add three numbers, then divide the result by 3. So there are more than one interpretation of this step. So step is not well defined. So to make it well defined we have to use parenthesis here. Now this step is well defined, and this can be the step of algorithm. Also from analysis point of view of algorithm we will understand one more definition of the algorithm, which is well defined computational procedure which takes zero or more input and produces zero or more output for a well defined problem. Here problem should also be well defined problem. So here we have used the term computational procedure. So normally we write the algorithm for making computer programs, and computer programs are generally used for computation or calculation purpose. So we will write the steps of algorithm which will be performing some computation or calculation. So here we have given the definition, well defined computational procedure. Also each algorithm must take some input and must produce some output. So we can also say that algorithm is nothing but it transforms input into output. Algorithm is nothing but it transforms input to output. Before writing the algorithm, one thing must be clear, that steps of the algorithm, this is important thing, steps of the algorithm are independent of any programming language. So we know that this algorithm does not follow any fixed syntax. Like programming languages follow some syntax in writing their statements, but algorithm does not follow any fixed syntax. Like there is no need of semicolon after writing any step or statement of the algorithm, or like in if we write if statement, then we use parenthesis in conditional expression, but here there is no need of writing the parenthesis. So this must be clear, that steps of algorithm are independent of any programming language. Although there are different ways of writing the algorithm, we will see next in this video. Before that, let us understand some characteristics of algorithm. So each algorithm has some characteristics. So now we will discuss here. So first is input. That is, each algorithm takes 0 or more input. 0 or more input values. Second is output. Here each algorithm must produce some output. Each algo must produce some output. In general, we say 0 or more output. 0 or more output. But generally it produces at least one output. At least one output. That is, output of any task is there. So algorithm must also produce some output. Next characteristic is finiteness. Means algorithm must terminate after finite number of steps. Must terminate after finite number of steps. Means any algorithm should not run indefinitely. The steps should be finite, and algorithm must always terminate and must produce output. Next characteristic is definiteness. Steps of the algorithm must be clear and unambiguous. Steps must be clear and unambiguous. That is, step must be, there should be no confusion. That we have seen here while writing the step of average calculation. So there should be definiteness characteristic in the algorithm. Another characteristic is effectiveness. So here steps of the algorithm must be basic and essential. Steps must be basic and essential. That is, we should not write any unnecessary step. Another characteristic is correctness. That is, algorithm must produce the correct output for each input. Must produce correct output for every input. In no case it should produce wrong output. And one more characteristic of algorithm is efficiency. This is very important characteristic. We will measure or calculate or analyze these characteristics for every algorithm that we will study in this subject. So efficiency is running time of the algorithm. It is running time of algorithm. Although we measure the efficiency in complexity calculation, and there we calculate space and time complexity. So efficiency is especially running time of the algorithm, and this is useful when there are more than one algorithm for solving the same task. Then to choose which algorithm is better, we see the efficiency of algorithm. Like in case of sorting algorithm, we have many sorting algorithm. So while choosing any algorithm, we must know which algorithm is better in which scenario. Now we will try to write some algorithms for basic programs. Now let us take an example for addition of two numbers. We will now write the algorithm for this. Addition of two numbers. So we will write it stepwise. So in step 1 we have to input two numbers. So we can write input A comma B. Here the term input, the word input is not fixed because algorithm does not follow any particular syntax. So instead of writing input, we can write some other words similar to this, like we can write scan, or we can write read, to read values from the keyboard. Next, in next step, now we are having numbers, so we have to now add them. So we can write S equal to A plus B. There is no need to writing semicolon. So in step 3 we have added the number. Now in step 2 we have added the number. Now in step 3 we can print the result. So here we will write print S, and we can add one more step, that is step 4, where we can write exit explicitly, so that anyone can see that algorithm is here terminated. So this is one example where we have written the algorithm in this manner. Now we will take some more examples and will write the algorithms. Now next example is find the maximum of two numbers. So for this, in step 1 we will read the numbers, or we can input the numbers, input a comma b. In step 2 we can use if condition or if construct, that we can write like this: if a is greater than b. Here there is no need to write parenthesis. Even you can use parenthesis, but because it does not follow fixed syntax, so you can also write a greater than b directly. Here you can write then, or it is optional. So if a is greater than b, then this, then we have to write the true part. For that, here we have to write maximum equal to a. There is no need to write semicolon here. If you have written, then there is no problem. Then here we have to use else. Instead of writing else, because normally else construct is used in programming language, so instead of writing else you can use otherwise. So either you write else or you can write otherwise. So if a is greater than b, then maximum equal to a, otherwise maximum equal to b. So this is the algorithm. Suppose we have to write one more step here. So how you will understand that if is terminated here? So for that we can either use indentation, or we can use and if construct, or we can use begin and end. So in case of if, we will use and if. Now in step 3 we have to print the maximum number, so we can write print maximum. So this is the algorithm for finding maximum of two numbers. Now we will take one more example that will search a number in given list of numbers. Search a number in given list of numbers. So here now one more thing is there, because we have to calculate the efficiency, that is time complexity, that is running time of the algorithm. So now onward we will not consider the statement input and print, because in general running time of an algorithm or program is in millisecond or microsecond, but here you see, you can see that input is given by the user. This input is given by the user, and user may take any time in providing the input values. So there will be no meaning of calculating the running time of this algorithm. So now onward we will assume that values are stored in memory and we have to just read them. So we will avoid inputting and outputting the values. So here we are assuming that numbers are stored in some array A, and the number that we want to search is in variable num. So in step 1, we have to write a search statement for loop. So for this you can write, before that we can calculate the length of array A, that is number of elements in A. So for this we can write statement length equal to length of, or we can write n equal to length of A. So we are assuming that this function will give number of elements in the array, number of values in the array. After this we can run the loop and search the number. So here we will write for I equal to, here generally in programming language we start the index by 0, but here we will prefer indexing from 1. I equal to 1 to n. Now after this we have to write the statement that will run inside the loop. So for that we can use begin and end, or there is no need of writing begin, we will just use end for statement, or there is one more way that you can use indentation. Indentation is that if you are writing from here, then all the statement inside the for you can write after leaving some space. For example, you can write the statement below I, and when all these statements are completed, then you can write the next statement after for from here. So right now we will use end for statement. So here we have to compare the number. If number equal to A of I, then here there are more than one ways, but we will use some simple way, that is we can use some flag here. So flag equal to 1. Now although you can terminate the loop, all these things, complexities of writing the algorithm we will see later, but here we are just considering simple way to write the algorithm. Here we are making flag equal to 0, and if number is found, then we will make this flag as 1. Now here we are not exiting the loop. For that we have to use go to out of some label, go to out of this loop, and we will use some label. So we will not increase any complexity in this first algorithm. So we will just finish it here and end if. Now you can do and for. After this we have to print whether, one more thing is there, you can print the location equal to I, because in searching we always print the location of element found in the list. So here in next step we can write print location. Now see, now our algorithm is completed, and this is starting from here. So we will give numbering to each line. So flag equal to 0 is first line, this is second line, this is our third line, this is fourth line, location equal to I is fifth line, flag equal to this line, and this is seventh line, eighth line, ninth line. And even you can write here for not finding a number, if flag equal to 0, then number is not found, you can write, but we are not considering it right now. So now see, suppose this algorithm is written. Now if we want to calculate the complexity of algorithm, then we have to see that how many times each computational step is executed and cost of each computational step. We know that different operations take different time, so accordingly cost of those computation will be different. For example, plus may be taking some time, multiplication may take different time, similarly assignment statement will be taking different time. So we will here consider cost of running of each statement. So cost of flag equal to, here some computation is involved because 0 is being assigned to flag variable, so cost of this could be C1, cost of this could be C2. Here some computational steps are involved, I equal to 1, then comparison of I with n whether it is less than or not, so it will also take some time, cost. So we are assuming this as C3, then this will be taking C4, location will be taking C5, flag will be taking C6, but this NDIF will take 0 cost because this is not computational step. Similarly AND for will also take 0 time, and we have said earlier that we have decided earlier that we will not use printf and scanf while writing the algorithm because we will not consider the running time of these in calculating the running time of algorithm. So this step will also take 0 time because we have commented this. So if we have commented this, then this will not execute and execution time of this will be 0. So in this way we can write the algorithm. Here we have used ANDIF, AND for statement, but we can use indentation that we will see in next examples. There also we will calculate complexity of algorithm.